What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about title loans and how that kind of works in the state of Kansas and as it relates to bankruptcy. My name is Norman Douglas. I own the Kansas Bankruptcy Center located here in Wichita. We file consumer bankruptcies in Kansas. You can go to mybankruptcymeeting.com if you'd like to schedule a free consultation. All right. So to get into the subject, title loans and kind of how they work and why many people get hosed when they go get one. There's a couple of ways to get a title loan. If your vehicle's paid off, or if you have, equity, or at least what the title loan thinks is equity in your vehicle. Going back 20, 30 years ago, if you had a vehicle, it was worth $10,000, for instance, and you needed money, you could go to the bank or credit union, wherever, and you could say, hey, I have this car that's worth $10,000. I need a $5,000 loan. Typically, the bank would say, sounds good. We're getting value of this $10,000 vehicle. We're giving you half of it to spend on whatever you want to spend it on. It doesn't matter, because if you don't pay it, we're going to take your vehicle and we'll be up double the money that we lent you. So many times they would do that. And sometimes that was a good deal because you'd get a good interest rate. So fast forward to today. Now the banks and credit unions and whatnot do the same thing. However, if you don't have good credit, then lots of people are stuck with going to these title loan companies. And without mentioning any names, some of those interest rates are like 270%, right? Which is a lot. That's insanity. If you go and buy a car normally, you could be paying, on the low end, maybe 2.5% annually, okay? Or you could pay 20, 25% maybe. But again, that's annual. So if you're paying 24% interest, which is really high for a vehicle, but if you're paying 24% interest, that's 2% a month, right? If you're paying 2.4% interest, right, then what is that? 0.2% a month. And so when you're talking about 270% a year, right, that is 20 some percent every month, which is what you're paying in a year in a normal place. Okay, that's a lot of money. That's 10 times, if I do my math right. 10 times-ish, somewhere. Anyway. So here's how it works. You can go into a title loan company. If you have your title, right, your vehicle's paid off, there is no lien. A couple of things happen. A couple of things that I've seen that have happened. One, they're like, oh, you need $100. It's a title loan. Here you go. Here's the money. They don't take your title. Most of the time, though, they do take your title, okay? And a lot of times I see this depending on the value of the vehicle. So, if you go and you take them a $10,000 vehicle and you take out a $5,000 title loan, many times they're going to take your title. But once they get your title, there's two generally things they do with it. They either just kind of throw it in their safe, for lack of a better term, and they just keep it until you pay it off. The other thing that they do is they actually file a lien. So they will they will send it to the state. They will put their name on it as a lien holder, just like any other bank or credit union would. And now they have a lien on your vehicle, right? If you file bankruptcy and they have a lien on your vehicle, it would be treated very similar to any other, bank or credit union or something that has a lien on your vehicle. If they just toss it in the safe and they didn't put a lien on your vehicle, then typically you get your title back. And that loan, that vehicle loan, is discharged, or that title loan is discharged, meaning that you're not paying it back. And there's all kinds of course, details, with regards to these things, but typically that's how it works. The other scenario, so to kind of break that down, they either put a lien on your title or they just kind of throw your title as is in the safe. If you file bankruptcy and they just kind of tossed your title in their safe and did not put a lien on it, then basically you get your title back and the debt gets discharged. If they did put a lien on it, then you would owe them if you want to keep the vehicle kind of just like normal. The other thing that we see is that you already have a loan on your vehicle. So you have and the value is kind of different, but but if you have a $10,000 vehicle and you owe $8,000 on it, many times the title loan company will give you $500 or $1,000 because there is kind of that equity there. In Kansas, you can only have one lien on a vehicle title. Okay. So if you file bankruptcy, that title loan is basically stripped away. It's basically taken away and that debt is discharged. If you're keeping the vehicle, then the original bank or whoever has a current lien on the title, they're the ones that, you would pay or keep paying, or, if you surrender it, you would give it back to them. So if you already have a loan on your vehicle in Kansas and you go get a title loan, the title loan company is kind of hosed. Because their lien really doesn't matter. Okay. So that's kind of how title loans work. And again, that's really high level. There's a lot of details into that. So if you have any questions, you really should contact an attorney because, again, this is just information to kind of let you know how things work. But I'm not digging into the details, right? Because we could be here for hours. So nobody wants to watch me for hours. So I'm not going to do that. Go to mybankruptcymeeting.com. If you want to schedule a consultation and you have one of these loans, we can talk about it a little bit more then. But Norman Douglas, Kansas Bankruptcy Center, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all the socials, all the stuff, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.